Record now. All right. Hello and
I love
welcome.
it.
This is Cardano for Climate, the very first ever Impactfest. This is the breakout room. We are triple bottom line, and it's all about building sustainable business on Cardano. We have several presenters here today, and I know Angela's first. So Angela, please go right ahead with your presentation when you're ready. You have 5 minutes to present, and you'll have 5 minutes of questions afterwards. So when you are ready, begin.
Thanks, Lloyd. Do I get a chance to share some slides?
Sure, go ahead. And you should be able to share your screen. I believe everyone has capability.
Okay.
Yes.
Just give me 1 second. Let me figure it out.
Of course. We won't start the clock yet. Should have
I can share my screen. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is anything happening?
Yep, we're seeing your screen coming up.
Hey.
It's still black though. Nothing coming through other than just an empty screen.
Nothing loading?
Nothing loading yet.
I'm sorry. I'm struggling with the internet here.
No problem.
My name is Angela, and I'm really excited to make this presentation on the Cardano Smart Farming DApp. Can you see?
It came up.
Hey, awesome. Cool, start the timer. So the Smart Farming DApp is part of the Grow Africa, Grow Cardano Challenge. And it's all about creating a photo-taking DApp to improve farm production efficiency using artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, machine learning, and robotics. The problem that we see, I'm in Kenya, East Africa, and there's a big lack of efficiency in coffee farming. The potential of what coffee production could be is absolutely not being met. We have an abundance of raw materials, but production output is low. And there is miscommunication between farm owners and farm managers. The solution that we are looking at is connecting the urban dwelling farm owner to real-time information on their farms so that they can make better farm management decisions. How it works is we will install sensors that will sense the air temperature, humidity, sunlight, soil moisture, temperature, pH of the situation on the farm and connect it to a long-range internet product for smart farming. And then we are just sort of gathering information, the initial information, so that we can check exactly which parts will make the DApp most efficient. So we are very, very aware of the drama that farming has had on climate change. I've been able to witness it in real time. One of the things that we've seen is poisoning from improper training and improper use of pesticides. We've also seen the effects of deforestation and how the weather has changed in real time. We've been able to see that. There's also just climate change in general on a bigger scale. And so I am no expert, but we're looking at what would climate smart agriculture look like? Would it involve, voluntary carbon credits, which means sort of selling the idea of the clean situation, or would it be more nature-based solutions, which would be more of a looking towards retaining wetlands and what you do with marshlands and natural grasses surrounding farms. And so I actually have a lot of questions for everyone here, and I'm absolutely willing to collaborate and learn from this group. This is our team. We have a ton of experience. I'm a Plutus pioneer and a Tala Prism pioneer. We have farmers, we have coders, we have marketers and entrepreneurs. We have a whole range of experience, and each person in their country has a team that's on the ground in the actual 3 farms. And so what we're looking at doing is having a farm in Uganda, a farm in Tanzania, and a farm in Kenya to test these sensors on. So we would finish the system, okay, assuming that voting goes well and that we start soonish. This is the timeline and the roadmap that we're looking at to keep the urban farmers happy. So finishing requirements research and importing the system hardware. Currently, the system hardware is being made in China. I know that China and shipping is a bit troublesome right now. So in October, we would prototype a smart farming DApp and train the farm owners and managers just in terms of, in order for us to get the correct information in, we would need them to be absolutely on board. We need to receive the equipment by November and ship it to the separate 3 countries. And we would launch in December. So you can reach me on Idea Scale and Seed Studio, which makes the DApps, that's a link. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't take too much time.
You did great, Angela. I was just about to give you your 1-minute warning, so you did fantastic. Okay. Great, perfect timing. So that's awesome. Thank you very much for your presentation. And now floor's open for questions.
Very similar to your project, Lloyd.
There are some very good similarities, and I'm going to start the timer again because we've got 5 minutes for questions. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to jump right in. So, we're building a DApp in our case that is actually designed to track and manage various aspects on a farm, just like you are. So this is one of those things they were talking about in the main room, where there's collaboration possibilities here, where many of us could possibly work together, share experience, share knowledge, maybe even share code bases at times where things just make sense, right? So, and yes, the goal for you to try and get coffee farmers to have more information, about their crops and about their land is, I think that's going to be a great use case to see, how that runs. So I'm excited to see how it's going to go.
It's fascinating how just people who have moved with the urbanization face similar problems wherever they are. And yes. So we have plenty of people here in Nairobi who have farms that are sort of 3 hours away and are really, really struggling with traveling on a time, on a regular enough basis to actually know what's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah. So being able to collect that data, get that data in the hands of the people who need it so they can make decisions about it's going to be, paramount. And I noticed I saw machine learning in there. I saw IoT in there, I think any kind of farming is going to end up requiring some level of this, management. And so that's an exciting aspect as well. Does anybody else have any questions or comments about Angela's proposal? So, Angela, the one last thing I would add for sure is that we reach out. We'll talk to each other in the near future here, because as we're both potentially going into Fund 9 here, if there's ways we can support each other, in that vision and that you're trying to reach, I think that's fantastic, and I would love to talk more and see where there's a good fit.
Absolutely, Lloyd. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are moving on to Sylvia Ecclesia. Sylvia, it is your turn.
Thank you. Can you hear me fine?
Yep, we hear you just fine. Do you have slides that you need to present?
Yeah, I have some slides. So I will also share my screen.
Yeah. All right, and you may begin whenever you're ready.
Perfect. So yeah, thank you, Angela, also for the very interesting project and presentation. I'm here to present our proposal, Cardano Blockchain for Climate. I am a social innovator at Impact, and my co-proposer, Jake, is overseeing the entire climate project. And then there is a little bit about Impact at Geneva, if you don't know the Impact network. Also, yeah, I'm based in Geneva, Switzerland right now. Impact Hub is a global network, so maybe you will see there are a lot of Impact Hubs in Lagos, Nigeria. So they're everywhere around the world. And Impact Hub Geneva specifically offers a co-working space and supports to entrepreneurs with a focus on circular economy and how to make businesses sustainable and circular. So the proposal that we sent is about proposing a blockchain challenge at Climathon Geneva 2022 to bring together different chains, as it is in response to the F9 chain collaboration challenge, bring together different chains and stakeholders and find new ideas to tackle climate change through blockchain. So to sort of open the blockchain territory to other stakeholders and then bring together people from different chains that are working all for climate action and see what ideas come together when you put different minds together. Climathon, as the word says a little bit, it's a hackathon, but on climate. So it's an open innovation program. The purpose is to, again, bring together different stakeholders. And as of today, also Climathon is a global sort of movement that was started by this Climate Kick organization at the European Union level. And Impact Hub Geneva has been organizing Climathon every year since 2019. So what happened after? What's the impact we want to climate in Geneva? It's not just a one-time event. You go to the one-day hackathon, you create your solution with the group, and then it fades away. There are winners for each challenge. So there's going to be a blockchain winner if the blockchain challenge is going to happen. And then every winner will have the opportunity to participate in the Economy Transition Incubator, which is a program that Impact Hub Geneva offers to entrepreneurs. Or we have just opened all of the opportunities in Impact Hub Geneva. So Kickstart, Accelerate 2030, which is another program in support to entrepreneurs around the globe, or just the networking opportunities of the Impact Hub network, or having access to the partner supporting startups, so different fundings, is more focused on technological innovation. So the blockchain challenge might be interesting for them to fund. What else? Timeline, yes. So this is the general Climathon timeline. You can see we've already started. We reached out to partners. Some of the challenges are already set. This is the more specific proposal timeline. And here again, as you can see, we have started creating the challenge, even if we do not know if we will have the funds, because having a preliminary draft is marketing is good to tell people we already know what we want to present to the Climathon. But then in September, we want to refine and start with communication, marketing, and especially recruit participants, jury members, experts. And for creating the challenge, we're actually already in contact with the Climate Neutral Cardano group, which has been very supportive. So that was really interesting. And then in October, we have a mediation event, and Climathon is going to be in November. I was also, I think, bigger than I thought. So these are just interesting resources. Impact Hub Geneva has proposed as Harder 3 funding proposal. So I'm going to share the presentation with all of the links in the chat later if you want to have a look. And if you want to get in touch for any kind of collaboration, that's also super welcome. Okay, but that's all. That's also super welcome if you want to collaborate or come to the Climathon in Geneva. So I'm done.
All right, that was your 1 minute warning, so you had more time. It's okay. So it's just in case anybody knows, it's just I'll just do a 1 minute to let everybody know that you've got a minute left. And so I'm going to put this timer starting again here. So we have 5 minutes for questions for Sylvia. So your organization was not necessarily blockchain focused, right? You're a larger organization from Geneva. Is that correct?
Yeah. Actually, we are very new, like Cardano community in the blockchain world. I'm not sure, it was one of my colleagues who came in contact with Cardano Foundation first, and then Yoram, and then started to send proposals to Project Catalyst. But this is only the second round. We sent some proposal to Fund 8 and now to Fund 9. So we are getting started and understand how it works.
Oh, excellent. All right. So you guys are welcome to the community. That's great. Great to have you here. It's exciting to see new faces because we can't grow if we aren't bringing in, new people to be a part of this great community. So I'm glad you're here, and, best of luck to you on your proposals. Does anyone else in the room have any questions for Sylvia? So, all right. Well,
yeah,
so barring,
I've got a question.
oh, go ahead, Dylan.
What's your, if you got a website or anything like that where we can find out more information?
Yeah, I'll send you everything in the chat. We have the Climathon website, the Impact App website, everything.
Perfect.
Awesome.
That's it.
All right. And so we will, let's see, actually, I have Shira listed as the next person, Impact Staking Stats for Good, but I don't see them here in the room. Is there someone here representing Impact Staking? Okay. If not, that is going to mean that it is Dylan's turn. I've got Dylan up next. I have you here for 2 proposals, Dylan. Is that correct?
Yeah, but yeah, I should only need 5 minutes or whatever. That should be fine.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to start the clock now, and you go right ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Dylan. I've got a degree in information systems, and I'm a chemical engineer, and I've been working in the algae industry for 5 years. I've got an excellent team here. There's 2 of the team members. We've set up algae farms all around the world, and what we're looking at doing is providing physical solutions to food, fuel, and climate issues using the blockchain technology to do that, building dApps and smart contract to initiate the creation of a DAO and offering sustainable products and services through Web3 technology. So we're experts in microbiology, chemical engineer. We've got excellent legal experts and digital security advisors. We're expanding our team as we go, and we've also got great support from Genius X, Genius Yield. So I'll just click through if I can. I don't know if I can.
It looks like you're in a PDF, so you might just scroll down.
I could usually just click it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuck.
Yeah, you probably just scroll down. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so that's just a picture there of one of the pilot plants we currently work at, all off the grid. So we're looking at expanding that. We set up these farms commercially that are up to 100 hectares, and the plan is to have farms all around the world. So we're looking at 2 sort of tokens, one a utility and one being a security. And there's obviously a lot of regulational hurdles to go through, and we're performing them. We've got an absolutely fabulous lawyer in Australia who's crypto expert and also dealing with people internationally as well to get all this sorted out. So why algae? It's the biggest producer of oxygen in the world. To reduce global warming, we can actively get CO2 out of the atmosphere and turn it into oxygen. We can help with food supplies. We're running out of food on the planet. This is the most easiest and best way to get protein to the people. It's also all your omega oils and everything, fish oils, they come from the algae, so we can extract those as well. We've got the chance for biomaterials, biofertilizers, cosmetics, nutraceuticals, pharmaceuticals, everything like that. We've got 6 proposals here. So we go through from algae token, a sustainable future, to profitable product integration, the DAO development, ESG reporting mechanisms, legal and finance standards, and a sustainable hub, which is a very important one there. That's focusing on education. So we need to educate people on the benefits of algae for health, for feedstock, for fuel, and for plastics and everything else we can do with this, and in a sustainable way where it doesn't compete with agricultural land or water. So there's a lot going on with this. I can talk more, or we can go to questions now. It's really up to you.
That's entirely up to you as well. If you have more to share, you have about 2 minutes left at this point, 1.5 minutes. But you know, it's very interesting to me as well. As another one of those areas that's just highly interesting and exciting to see development. From a similar vein, one of the products that we promote use requires education.
Yep.
So I know your product's wonderful, but people don't understand that it's a food product. They don't understand that it's useful in many ways. So what are you doing to overcome those barriers? What are some of the steps you're taking to overcome those barriers?
Yeah, so we're looking at educational videos explaining basically the cycles, the benefits, what can be produced. Like there's the list as long as your arm of what can be actually made from these products, how they work, how sustainable it is with all nutrients being fed, being uptaken, recycling the water, everything like that. We're not competing with agricultural land and water, so we can farm this. We can provide the protein far more sufficiently than the soybean can, and they're currently cutting down the forest to plant soybeans. Well, this is a much more beneficial way to the planet doing it this way. Yeah. So all of those things we need, infographics, videos, podcasts, everything like that, community hub, getting people on board, word of mouth. So we've approached many people and looking at doing case studies on the education with Blockchain Learning Center. So that way we can get people asking questions and finding out what they don't understand, so we can reiterate what we've done, improve upon that. So that way it's immediately seeing what the benefits are, and you educate people faster. So sure. That's one of the things we're looking at.
That's excellent. Yeah, I do. I understand it's a challenge. I mean, just from a crop perspective, that we're growing a crop that people just aren't terribly aware of, and it's a fully functional food and everything, but yet they just don't get how it is, why it's used. So I feel your pain there. So I was just as much looking for advice for myself, for what are steps we can take to try and educate our users, because that's going to be something that's going to be vital to growing these sort of alternative practices. Because I mean, ultimately that's what this is. Like, for us to work together, there are going to be changes in our diets, changes in our cultural needs, and those kinds of things over time. And how do we communicate that to people in a way that's acceptable to them, right?
Yep, it's been classified as a superfood now, okay. And I think a lot of, now that the science is getting through, people are understanding that this is going to be a future food. It's so many nutrients in there and so much protein. It makes total sense.
How does it taste?
It depends how you do it. If you've defatted the biomass or not. The initial taste, if you're just eating raw, dried, sort of like a flour, which is the algae, depending on the type 2, there's 100,000 different types of species, so they all do different things. But one of the main ones we deal with really high in EPA and DHA, it's got a very fishy taste. But you can overcome that by defatting it, removing the nutrients, and then you have the protein, which is just a fairly tasteless sort of floury looking protein.
Yeah. Excellent.
So yeah, we're working on that. That's one of the next steps to market this in foods, and it's going to be a ginormous industry. It really will be.
Perfect. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. Does anyone else have a question for Dylan? All right.
Hi, Dylan. I have one. I know I've seen you in Eastern Town Hall, I think. Yes?
Yep.
Yep. And I've asked you this before. How does it have more oxygen than trees? Please, one more time.
Yep. Okay. Well, yeah, algae was the sort of first living organism on the planet, and it basically started turning CO2 into oxygen. And as there's so much, like the area of the ocean is such an expanse area, even though the algae is not thick, it's still doing its work in converting CO2 to oxygen. It converts about 70% of the world's oxygen at the moment. So it's doing the hard work that the trees are getting all the credit for. It's getting more and more known as it gets out, but yeah, we need to get the steps when we're looking at it with CSIRO in Australia and other companies around the world, where we can actively get the CO2 out of the atmosphere, store it in a membrane, and then feed it to the algae. And then that way it's converted to oxygen. And we do it in a way that, so it's not just flowing through, it only feed it the CO2 when it's required, when it's hungry. So we're not just sort of pumping it through water and out. We've made sure we do all the science. It's another reason we like Cardano. Everything we do is peer-reviewed journal articles and science. So we respect that about Cardano as well. That's one of the winning factors there with that.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much, Dylan. Appreciate your presentation today. So, and that was all the scheduled speakers other than myself. So if you guys, Mohammed, did you say that you have a presentation you wanted to give as well?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you have any presentation slides, or are you just going to?
Not really. I wasn't actually prepared, but I just want.
Okay. I'm having a little trouble hearing you. If you can.
Yes, I said I wasn't actually prepared, but I just want to tell the community about the proposal.
Okay. All right, Mohammed. Like I said, we are having a little trouble hearing you. If you can check your microphone, I'll be happy to give you 5 minutes to try and tell us a little bit about your proposal. Though, go right ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mohammed Munir from Ghana, and I joined the Cardano community that's Catalyst about 6 months ago through WADA, and since then I've been active in the community, especially the African town halls, and some of the WADA meetings. I actually thought of this idea of promoting the use of ADA through farmers and through farmer shops. And what the proposal planned doing was to educate farmers on how to use the Yoroi wallet in receiving funds and then sending funds. And through that, we planned on creating shops where farmers come in and pay with the ADA in exchange for farmer goods. That is pesticides, herbicides, farm materials, or other important goods that will be needed by the farmer. Yeah. So basically, the systems are already in the Cardano community, but we are just trying to use the Yoroi wallet that is a wallet that is already existing. And then through the Yoroi wallet, we'll use that to promote the usage of ADA. Yeah, so basically that's the proposal I was talking about.
Okay. Mohammed, do you have a link to your proposal available?
Yes, we do.
Perhaps you could share it in the chat. It's a little difficult to hear you with the microphone. I'm struggling to hear what you're saying. So perhaps if you share your proposal with us, we'd be able to take a look at it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Nathan, did you have a proposal that you were here to share as well?
No, I'm just here to listen in. Okay. I have a background in sort of research in vertical farming and robotics, so I just came into this breakout room.
Oh, thank you. All right, then I will briefly go over the Fund 9 challenge that we have for Living Greens Urban Farm, and then we'll wrap up the room after that. If you guys give me just a moment, I'll pull my.
I did have a quick question for Angela. Do you have a LinkedIn? Because I believe I've got the socials for all of you guys. I'm looking to perhaps talk with you more. But Angela, I'm not sure if I got your socials.
LinkedIn or Discord?
I think I might have invited you on Discord, but do you also have a LinkedIn just in case?
Sure, it's really sure. Let me get it 1 sec.
Thank you.
Okay, and all I'm going to do for mine, you guys saw my presentation in the main room, I'm sure. So I will just briefly go over our Fund 9 proposal here, and let me share this tab here. Okay, just let me know when it comes up. Hopefully is it showing up for everyone? Yep. Okay,
yeah,
great. Very good. All right, so I'll start my timer here so I stay fair with everybody else. Food security is a global crisis, and supply chain issues are making the problem more acute. So we believe that localizing food production is going to help solve the issue. And so we have built and are continuing to build on a suite of technology that the entire purpose of it is to promote and sustain local individual farmers growing small amounts of produce that they then either use for themselves, share with their local community, or share in a co-op type model where it can be sent to larger entities such as restaurants, hotels, et cetera, still in your local area. But the more important thing is reducing food miles, getting the distance that food has to travel to the plate as low as we possibly can. And there are some great technologies that urban farmers can use if they have the proper education on how to grow certain crops in their urban area. So our app is very education focused. We have built a tool that has all the framework in place for us now to expand and add lots of different growing methods and lots of different growing techniques for individual crops into our system, so that farmers will be able to dial in effectively based on their available space, their available climate, that sort of thing, to crops that will grow well for them, that they can succeed with, and then that hopefully they'll have a bounty of some couple of types of produce that they can share with others in their community, and then they can either do on a trade basis or on a sale basis, buy and sell their produce that they're creating with their community members. We come from a background as urban farmers. We have a small local farm in Cape Coral, Florida, and our team has become excellent at hydroponic techniques, growing year round. We've built an environment that is sustainable even in the 90-degree heat outside. We can keep it 70 degrees, and it's all run entirely on solar energy. So it's incredibly sustainable. No outside inputs are even necessary other than clean water and the seed that we grow. That's it. It's a pretty fantastic environment to work in, and we're very excited to be a part of that. And we're taking that expertise that we have and making it available to more people by teaching them our techniques directly. But we're also opening the system so that other people who have other growing techniques can put them in the system, so that others will benefit from it as well. So we like to say that we're building the world's largest farming co-op, because that's ultimately what we're doing. We're sharing knowledge, experience, and tools with one another so that we'll all have the tools that we need. This round of funding, we're going to be completing the development of the farm management backend. So all of the tools and tasks that a farmer needs to be able to successfully build their farm and keep their farm maintained properly, including sanitation and all those tools. We run through that. We are also building a dispatch tool, which is to us a very interesting phenomenon. One of the more difficult things for an urban farmer is that you never have a day off. With our dispatch tool, you would be able to dispatch other local farmers to help you with your crops at different times, whether someone that you would rely on is called in sick and you need an extra hand, or whether you'd like to take a vacation and have someone maintain your crops for a day or a week or whatever. You'll be able to trade labor as well as produce using our system. And then lastly, of course, our farm learning backend, which I was speaking about earlier, where we actually build in the tools and knowledge so that people can learn new farming techniques. And we are building an IoT stack this round so that that our app will automatically manage and monitor the environment that the crops are growing in, so we can help troubleshoot problems using the dispatch tool. We'll be able to help resolve problems that farmers are having. If they don't understand how to fix something, we'll be able to dispatch help for them and have the ability to look at the tool, at the IoT stuff, and find out where we can troubleshoot problems that the farmers are experiencing. Moving on to after Fund 9, we would like to add machine learning to our back end, as well as the full marketplace. And with that, I am right at my 5 minutes, so I'll stop there and see if you guys have any questions. All right. Well,
where are you based?
We're based out of Southwest Florida. It's Cape Coral, Florida. We are building a DAO. So in the end, this software will be in a DAO. Initially, we're looking at Wyoming, which allows for a legal DAO entity to be created in the U.S. So we can continue to do that. But we may also, we're hearing of other places where DAOs are being able to be formed globally now. So we may not use that US-based DAO if we can make one internationally that would have more crypto friendly regulations or whatever. So
I loved seeing that your kids are involved. That was really amazing.
It is wonderful. Like I love to teach, so it's fun to just teach them. It's fun to bring them in and show them things. They roll their eyes. They don't want to clean the trays. They do want to water the greens a lot, but they don't want to clean the trays. It's like, but you got to clean the trays, because the trays, somebody's got to do it. It's like, well, why don't you do it, Dad? I'm like, because it's your job. I already graduated from cleaning trays, and now I have to do other jobs. So, but please, if you can, vote for our proposal. We would appreciate it. And Angela, I thank you for yours as well. Nathan and Mohammed, thank you for your time today. I do have, I've got your link, Mohammed, and I will review yours as well. And I appreciate you sharing it with us today. And with that, thank you all for coming to Impact Fest, the very first Impact Fest. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.